The Global Christian Forum arose within a context of major transformation affecting the contemporary religious landscape. The center of numerical gravity in the Christian world was clearly shifting southwards, and the younger churches, evangelical, Pentecostal, charismatic, independent, were experiencing rapid growth. Moreover, there was a desire to overcome the distance in world Christianity, separating churches engaged in the ecumenical movement and those opposed to it. In 1998, at its General Assembly in Harare, Zimbabwe, the World Council of Churches, under the leadership of its General Secretary, Conrad Reiser, called for a new space where leaders from every tradition and stream of world Christianity could meet and talk with one another. This ultimately became the Global Christian Forum. In the years that followed the WCC Assembly in Harare, many conversations in many places led to the creation of the Global Christian Forum. The one that took place in June 2002 at the famous Fuller Evangelical Faculty of Theology in Pasadena, California, with 60 leaders from many church traditions and geographical regions, proved to be foundational.
The people who were there speak of a kind of revelation where they came to one mind to say, yes, the time has come for us to enter into a continuing conversation with one another. And they were able to craft about a 3-sentence purpose of statement, which affirms the full humanity and the full divinity of Jesus Christ and the Trinitarian nature of God. And on that basis then, we're able to move forward through a series of other meetings in the following years.
It was at this meeting that the guiding purpose statement was first crafted. It remains to the present the basic statement of the GCF self-understanding. From that moment, regional meetings began in Asia, Africa, Europe, Latin America, and the Caribbean, each a building block for the new global Christian platform. The first truly global gathering took place in 2007 in Limuru, Kenya, with the participation of leaders from an unprecedented diversity of Christian families worldwide. This gathering launched the GCF and endorsed continuing pursuit of the vision. It was to be followed by another series of regional and sub-regional meetings in the Middle East, Africa, Europe, Asia, Latin America, which led finally to a second global gathering in Manado, Indonesia in 2011. In the period following the second global gathering, the Forum continued to convene regional consultations, notably in the Middle East and Latin America. Also during this period, a number of local, national, and regional forums emerged. The phenomenon was not new. Already before the second global gathering, national forum-like initiatives had risen in several places. In each case, the development took place spontaneously and independently of the GCF, though usually at the initiative of church leaders who had participated in a GCF continental or global event. The Global Christian Forum's objective is to bring to the same table and to the same conversation the whole spectrum of contemporary Christianity. From the start, it was envisioned that the new forum would be based on participation, not membership, and would be more like a continuing conversation than a permanent institution. A 50-50 principle has been established, always trying to have about 50% of the participants in a Global Christian Forum event from the older churches, Orthodox, Catholic, Protestant, and Anglican, and 50% from the younger churches and movements: evangelical, Pentecostal, charismatic, independent, migrant churches, and megachurches. An international committee composed of representatives appointed by Christian World Communions and related global Christian organizations guides the work of the Forum. The Catholic Church, the Pentecostal World Fellowship, the World Council of Churches, and the World Evangelical Alliance each have 2 permanent seats in the committee. One of the characteristics of the Global Christian Forum as a movement of unity is the emphasis upon relationship with Jesus Christ, and through that relationship, and because of it, relationship with one another. The Forum's vocation is not, first of all, to be an instrument of doctrinal unity. It is primarily an instrument for greater relational unity, the relationships between churches, through relationships between leaders of churches, each of whom is already on a journey with Jesus Christ, and discover that they can journey together.
At Manado,
I witnessed a meeting between 2 church leaders of the Middle East, and the effect that the methods employed by the Global Christian Forum, that is, the sharing of the faith testimony, could have on them. The charismatic pastor asked the Orthodox priest, "How long have you been a Christian?" To which the other replied, "For 2,000 years." Naturally, for the charismatic pastor, it was not easy to hear this. And naturally, it was not easy for the Orthodox priest to hear the language used by the Pentecostals, who refer to a language of conversion, of breaking with the past. When we encounter Christ, there is a before and an after. Ultimately, both sides were in a position to understand the other's way of speaking and understand the legitimacy of each.
The guiding purpose statement of the Global Christian Forum names 2 main objectives: to foster mutual respect between churches and leaders of churches, to explore and address together common challenges. The participants in the second global gathering said that it is time to begin work on the second objective. The Spirit is calling us, they said in their message from Manado, not only to foster respect for one another, but now also to move forward together in addressing common challenges. After wide consultation and careful discernment, it was decided to focus on 2 painful topics affecting Christian churches globally: the discrimination and persecution of Christians, and the problems related to perceptions of proselytism between churches. The first initiative concluded with a global consultation on the theme of discrimination, persecution, martyrdom, following Christ together. This historic meeting, the first of its kind to embrace nearly all streams and traditions of world Christianity, took place in Tirana, Albania, from the 1st to the 5th November 2015. The second initiative, Call to Mission, Perceptions of Proselytism, a Global Conversation, is drawing to a conclusion. It has included a global consultation in Accra, Ghana, hosted by the Church of Pentecost, and is leading to a common statement on this important and sometimes church-dividing issue. And now, coinciding with its 20th anniversary, the Global Christian Forum convenes the 3rd global gathering. After Africa and Asia, it's the first global gathering in the Americas and the first in a Spanish-speaking nation, and a place for fostering deeper mutual respect while exploring together the common challenges that lie ahead.